646. Sun coming up and a beautiful day here on Delmarva. Look for a high of 70 degrees. Beautiful. And let's go to Lynn calling from Millsboro. Hi, Lynn.
Hi, good morning, Dan. How are you?
Great. What's on your mind?
I just had a topic that maybe you might consider doing one day on your show. I'd like to know if it's right for people in the media or radio like yourself to put your own personal opinion out on a topic when it's being discussed.
I'm sorry. Say that again. When is it right for us to have an opinion on a topic?
Yeah, like to put your opinion out there constantly, you know. And,
yeah, of course it's right. Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, if you think that's right, I mean, let's just say the topic you were talking about this morning, turkey buzzards.
Yeah.
What if you didn't like turkey buzzards and you wanted to kill them all?
Well, then I would say that. I would say we should kill them all if I felt that way.
Uh-huh. But don't you think that influences people?
No, I have listeners, not followers, and it's very upfront. Obviously, you've heard talk radio for probably decades of your life,
right?
And you know that it's an opinion format. So
absolutely.
So what do you mean? Is it right? Is there something specific you want to know about?
Well, no. I'm just saying, like, let's suppose you said on your show, okay, here's one way of getting rid of turkey buzzards, put down poison. I mean... Well,
if I was
if there's
calling
a lot of
people...
that don't like turkey buzzards, they might take your suggestion.
All right, well, if someone had that belief and feeling, and they were wrong, other people could certainly point that out. And I think those of us who give out opinions, if they're irresponsible enough that would cause a revolt, then there would be backlash, and maybe you wouldn't have an opinion like that, or you wouldn't express it. But if my feeling, if I believed, I don't, but if I believed we should be allowed to do something that's illegal, I would express that, and everyone would know it's simply an opinion. It doesn't change minds. It opens up a discussion, a debate. But do I believe...
Right. If the person is not an ignorant person, but if you're talking to people that are quite ignorant, they might take what you're saying literal and, just do what you're saying. If you're saying it in jest or a joke.
What you're saying, Lynn, well, on the other hand, Lynn, are you for controlling what opinions are expressed?
No, not at all.
Okay, well, then you've answered your own question. Lynn, then you've answered your own question.
Well, I guess I have, but it was just a topic,
Yeah, well, what prompted this, Lynn? What prompted the question?
No, nothing in particular.
You mean, in other words, you just woke up out of the blue and wondered, is it appropriate for people on the radio to have an opinion? That's your topic?
No, I didn't wake up out of the blue. I listen to you guys all the time. I love listening to talk radio. I love listening
all right,
to you.
But you wanted to know, but your question was, maybe I'm misunderstanding, but your question was, is it appropriate for people in the media to have an opinion?
Well, yes, kind of, because I've heard people, talk to me and say, oh, I listened to so-and-so, and he said to do so-and-so, and that's a good idea,
Okay.
And I'd say, well, but that's just his opinion, and...
Right, and then they heard it, and they formed an opinion and said, yes, I agree. Sometimes they probably would listen and say disagree. What actually... There's got to be some specific instance, Lynn, that you're thinking of.
No, honestly, there's no specific incident. It was just something like accumulative in terms of listening to talk radio. That's all.
Right. Well,
listening to people as they call in and listening to you guys, what you say, that's all. No biggie.
All right. Well, Lynn, the people that listen are not robots. That's one of the big misconceptions. The people that listen are not mind-numbed robots. They hear an opinion. If they disagree, they agree. If they agree, they agree. If they want to learn more, they'll read more. It's just, People are not listening to what hosts say and then running off in lockstep and doing what they say. If that was the case, President Obama would have never been elected. I mean, talk show hosts do not cause people to vote in a certain way, for instance.
Well, I understand that when you're talking about the average person. But there's always a few screw looses out there that do take it literally.
Well, that's what you get in a free society, right? Luckily, we don't have anybody out there to think for us. Luckily, we don't have anybody out there screening every viewpoint before it airs, which is the alternative. Which is the alternative to what you're suggesting in your question. The alternative would be some sort of censor board that has to approve or disapprove based on how Lynn feels about it before it airs.
No, not at all.
That would be the alternative. If you said no opinions are allowed.
The only alternative I think that there should be is that, in anybody's discussion or opinion, is that they should be a little sensitive as to what topic they're talking about.
And who gets to choose that, Lynn? And who gets to choose which topics are sensitive? And how sensitive you have to be? You?
No, you, the person talking.
Right, but my sensitivities, Lynn. But Lynn, my topic suggestions, my sensitivities, my beliefs, things that interest me are going to be different than yours.
Absolutely. But if you have your finger on the pulse of the people that listen to your radio, then you should know what topics are sensitive.
Right. Paul, did you have something? Did you have something to say? Right. Do you have any indication that I am not cognizant of what people want to hear and talk about?
Oh no, I think you're a good host. Absolutely, I wouldn't be listening to you.
Paul,
I don't know how this conversation is going on the way it is. I simply wanted to hear people's opinions on that question. That's all.
You would think, Lynn, by default, you would think that the people hearing your question on talk radio obviously think it's okay for people to give opinions on the radio, or they wouldn't be listening here. Right?
Well, I think that for the most part they would, but you don't know that, and that's why I just was a topic I just wanted to hear people's opinions.
All right, I'm giving you mine. I think the question is ludicrous and outrageous and suggests censorship and anti-freedom of the highest order, and it disgusts me that you would even bring it up. But that's just me.
Well, sorry.
If you wanted an opinion, there you go.
Okay, I got it. Sorry.
Paul.
Sorry you feel that way.
Paul, you're on with Lynn.
Yeah, hey, Dan. I look at show radio. I mean, in this particular area, I'm not saying in every case, but you put those things out there for us to discuss, and everybody has an opinion, and they come from it at different angles. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you don't like what you're listening to, then change the channel. That's all I got to say. I mean, why would you even bring something up like that? It don't make any sense. We're going to follow the line of your thinking if we disagree with you, or if we don't like the conversation. I mean, like I said, change the channel. There's times that some of the things that I listen to, I may not chime in about because I'm not particularly interested in it, but I'm still listening to people's opinions. I just don't understand that what she was driving at.
Lynn?
Yeah, I'm here.
You have any response to Paul?
My response is, you see, that's what I was looking at here. I just wanted to hear people's opinions.
Well, that's what you're getting, right? You're getting exactly what you called for.
Right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
I mean, if we didn't talk about things and the different things that are happening today and what's going on, or even the story about the paper towels. I would have never thought about anything like that as far as, I haven't seen that yet. I mean, but we run into these things in our lives, and it's fun to hear it sometimes, how people handle things and what they do. Just interesting stories, And then you had Ivory call in with a similar story. So, people think that nobody wants to hear it, but Ivory called in with a story similar to yours. So obviously there's some of us out there that run into these things,
Thank you, Paul. Lynn, thank you for the question.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
All right.